So, me and the wizard are out racing with the touring cars again. It is 7:30 in the morning. We're just walking the pits before we start prepping the car. Let's see what Donington Park can bring today. Fancy here today. I've never seen this before. This is the Goodyear truck and tent, and it looks like an automated manned tyre changing where put your tyre on, guy takes that tyre off, then he's onto this guy, and then he's onto this. I'm going to watch this later on, and then there must be two men balancing him. Must have to have tyres changed constantly. So we're at Donington, and these brick cars as well today, which I didn't expect. They're all super high-end cars. So you've got McLarens, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Astons, everything racing this weekend, and they're doing like a 2-hour race. So that'll be something interesting. And then I think between breaks, we're out doing like, I would say demos, but we're doing like, I think we've got half an hour races as we go through the day. But look at these beautiful things. So this is the new Vectra that's just arrived to come back out touring car racing. We're trying to get the engine parts for around 12 months. Finally got the engine bits. They're finally back at racing. And obviously this is Plato's old car. So let's dive in and let's have a quick look around this. This is the engine we've been waiting for. And obviously it's a Spice engine, that's how you pronounce it. Spice is classed as kind of the Swindon. Swindon Racing was the UK kind of tuners that did these engines back in the day. And Spice was the European tuners which did these engines back in the day. This is brand new. Still on Swindon. Oh, like slider throttle bodies. The alternator driven off the cam pulley. Again, reversible head, still all on the Wiggins clamp, very much like Cleland's car, with the engine sits very, very far back for weight distribution. So it'll be interesting to see how this one gets on today. Sound check done, just about to get on track now for qualifying. Everything's looking good. Perfect. So, to give an insight, everyone thinks being a pit crew mechanic and that is a glamorous job. You get to see all this racing. Me and the wizard do not. You don't see anything. You're literally sat in the pits waiting just in case the car has to come in, have the tyres changed, there's problems. So we see no racing. So back to the pits. They've just started qualifying. Fingers crossed we won't need to change the slicks. Let's see how the race ends up. So we're literally 2 laps in, been red flagged for some reason, we don't know why. So all the cars are coming in whilst they clear the track. So that's qualifying done. Now the highlight was, which I missed on camera, he was free rolling off the checkered flag and he must have rolled for 200 foot with a giant flame pouring out the side. Shouldn't really do that, but looked cool as anything. So let's see how the race went with Jim. We normally get shouted up on it. So what's happened is if anyone knows an F28 style gearbox, sorry, an F20 style gearbox, you can take the end casing off and pull the drive shaft centre of the gearbox out so you can do the clutch in situ. But what's happened with Jim's is same setup, but it's a twin plate clutch. So what he's done is it's pulled out of the back plate and it's still engaged on the rear plate, meaning it's been slipping. But then as we've been racing, it's filed the teeth of the clutch, making them round. Hence the shaft not going back in and us having to pull the gearbox. So what we're going to do now is we've pulled the box out, we've pulled the plate out, we're going to file it back round and then we'll put it all back together, and fingers crossed the race is at 6. Don't know what time it is now, but we're pushing it fine. We'll get out for 6 o'clock. So this is where we're at. The gearbox out, gearbox in bits, bell housings there. So what I'm trying to say is, what normally happens is you shove the shaft straight through that hole and into the clutch plates, but it was getting caught and wouldn't go all the way through, hence us having to take it all apart to file it to get it back to work. So the time is 2:44, we're out racing at 6, so it's looking, if all goes to plan, we should be back out. Just aligning the clutch up now, and then it's to get the box in and we're ready to rock and roll. Well done team, it's 10 to 5, we've grafted, we've got an hour till race 1 now. We've managed to get it done, seems to all go in gear, do some last checks and we're ready to get out. So after all the graft, made it, race number 1, 6 o'clock, time to go dark. Off she goes. Day 1 completed. Jim had a brilliant race. We all had a good time. We enjoyed fixing the car. Successful day. So we're going to call today. We're going to pack up, tidy up, have a few beers and crack on in the morning for day 2. So as you can see, it's 11 o'clock and the track is damp. So we're not out till 2. So fingers crossed, the weather looks like it's eased a little bit, it'll dry out and we can get a little bit of fun rather than pouring around on a set of wets. So look at how quick it's changed. I was stood outside, felt the sun beaming on the back of my neck and knew Jim was going to change over to slicks. So we've just changed the car to slicks, we've changed the anti-roll bar settings from soft to hard. We should be out in the next 15-20 minutes. We might get a bit more of a race because we were contemplating just going out on the wets, going to the rear and having a bit of fun. But now it's drying out, I think we're going to try and push it a bit. that's the race done and dusted. Everything seems to be good. We've had no issues. Thankfully, after yesterday's battle, Jim seems happy enough. He tried to get a bit excited, got pushed off, but that's racing for you. So let's get back to the pits. Let's get packed up. And unfortunately, this is the last race of this year's season. Over the winter time, we're going to build a new engine. We're going to try and get some more power, rebuild the suspension, basically give the car a full once-over to start the 2023 season. Fingers crossed. I hope we're going to try and get some Europe racing doing as well.
I'm Dan. I won't buy a uniform.
Oh, that's definitely staying in for that one. You bad you. So we'll sign this one off. That's it now for the season with the car, as I've said. Great racing for the JP Delta lads. Not only have I made some good teammates, I've made some good friends. Massive thank you to Jim and Jan, the team behind the Cavalier. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be a part of this. And it just shows, from me starting a YouTube channel, just messing around with the boys, building a gearbox has got me in contact with Jim. He's got me pit crewing for the team. He's got me and the Wizard doing this. A couple of the boys, Chris and James, they've been able to come. Young Dylan, he's been able to come. So just from me starting that has opened all these doors. 2023 is looking good for the Cav, not only the Cav, for the tech team. So I'm very excited. And I'll see everyone then on the next video.